Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Monday. This is the Woo Report. The Woo Report, episode 202, titled Next 4 Weeks Crucial for Devils. You know it. I know it. We all know it. As we're streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch on the Primetime Radio Network. Happy Devils Monday to you, Mike Rossi, Ramona Rice. Hurry up and sign Bratt already. Or do they re-sign Bratt? Do they trade Jesper Bratt? Next 4 weeks, we shall know what's going to happen to a lot of players. But first and foremost, congratulations to the Colorado Avalanche. It has restored my faith in Devils hockey, humanity, because they may have provided us a blueprint of what may happen for your New Jersey Devils. Maybe the patience route that David Blitzer, Devils managing partner, said in an interview with Erica Wachter and Bryce Salvador last season. Maybe we need to be a little patient. Maybe Joe Sakic and the Avalanche might have done us a favor. And I loved how New Jersey native Emily Kaplan of ESPN asking a player that just won the Stanley Cup about a copycat league and what he thought. He said, go get yourself a Cale Makar. Well, the Devils got themselves at a 4th overall pick Luke Hughes, who's been looking pretty slick and doing well at the collegiate level. Now, I don't think it's fair to put the pressure on Luke Hughes and put him as the next Cale Makar, but you know what? Things are starting to align for the New Jersey Devils. And it's very, very interesting how Joe Sakic stuck with Jared Bednar as the coach, even when they had the worst record in the league. Failure after failure of playoff exits led to last night knocking off the two-time defending Stanley Cup champions. I don't know. The Tampa Bay Lightning almost won their 4th cup in franchise history. But the Colorado Avalanche was a little bit better. And what I mean by blueprint is not really follow exactly how the Colorado Avalanche did it. But look, before they selected Cale Makar, they had Nathan MacKinnon and Gabriel Landeskog, amongst others, a young core nucleus, and they built an excellent overall team. Goaltending, not elite, but just good enough. And we've been talking about the New Jersey Devils and the goaltending situation. Let's not get sidetracked and look at what the New York Rangers have done, relying on one person, Igor Shesterkin, to make unbelievable Dominic Hasek saves, carrying the team on his back to just barely get beaten by the Tampa Bay Lightning in the Eastern Conference Finals. Thank goodness. But you have to ask yourself, do the Devils need an elite goaltender right now? I said this all along in the past few weeks that the Devils need to shore up a lot more. They're not one goaltender away. So why mortgage the future to get one? I think what the New Jersey Devils is keep building a great team. You will find a goalie along the way. I personally think it's going to be Nico Dawes 2 to 3 years from now. I personally think that Nico Dawes has what it takes to be that goaltender in net for the New Jersey Devils. I think the Devils, first off, need to find a durable goaltender. Forget about the number one goaltender, a durable goaltender. And I will make the argument about Igor Shesterkin and the way the Rangers have handled things. It's not sustainable. You can't make those saves night in, night out across a decade without getting hurt or worn out and burnt out. He had an incredible season, Shesterkin. Incredible season. I'll admit it. He was very impressive. But you still need to build a team around your goaltender. You still need to play defense. You need to have that player in the clutch. And Steve Tardis says the Rangers are going to pay with salary cap hell. And you know what? This is the Rangers playbook of getting out of salary cap hell. I'm going to tell you a little secret. It's usually waiting for the next collective bargaining agreement. Because that's where they have those amnesty one time. Okay, we'll get rid of that Wade Redding contract. We'll get rid of Scott Gomez. We will get rid of Bobby Holik's contract. All the fat. That's what they do. But we are not the New York Rangers. The Devils mirror the Pittsburgh Penguins based on the lineage. But the big difference between the Colorado Avalanche and the New Jersey Devils are two things. Number one, they don't have Joe Sakic running the team. They have Tom Fitzgerald. Fans are willing to be more patient in Colorado with Joe Sakic because he is an absolute god out there. Tom Fitzgerald, he never played for the Devils. Played against the Devils. Impressive career. But you would need a Marty Brodeur-like stature at GM to have that kind of respect by the fans and willing to be patient. Because right now, I think I speak for a lot of fans, our patience are run thin. It's on thin ice right now. No pun intended. And you would need a Marty Brodeur to be the GM team before, fans will be very, very patient. Someone of that aura and that stature. Kind of like with the Philadelphia Flyers years ago with Bobby Clark. When Bobby Clark was GM, making all sorts of moves. Some of them questionable, but who's going to question Bobby Clark and be that patient? But with Fitzgerald, he's got to make moves in the next 4 weeks. And Eugene Hewitt says, let's get on with the next few weeks. What are you doing with the number 2 pick? Who are you picking and why? What a top 6 wing you can obtain in trade or free agency? What goalie will you pick up? Well, number one, I think the Devils need to use that second overall pick. There's still many holes on this roster. There's still many questions out there. I think Lindy Ruff did a great job in the development of Jack Hughes, Nico Hischier, and Jesper Bratt. Jesper Bratt, his trade value is pretty high at the moment, but it's not elite high. He had one good season, folks. And just remember that. Do you go with Jesper Bratt and sign him long term? Or do you trade him? And knowing that you're going to need that salary cap space to get free agents. And there's a gentleman in Tampa that's going to be a free agent, Palat. Would he come to the New Jersey Devils? Well, he's certainly looking for a payday. And he's certainly what the Devils would want in their top six. And teach these young kids, the young nucleus, how to win. The other difference between the Avalanche and the New Jersey Devils, and Joe Stinson pointed that out in the Facebook group, Let's Go Devils, ownership. Well, Colorado's ownership knows how to win. It's because they know how to spend and invest. They're more than just patient. They put their money where their mouth is. Steve Tarter says, Palat's not coming here. We won't overpay for him. I know that, but the point I'm trying to make, Steve Tartas, is the Devils need to start focusing not just young talent, but bringing a winning culture, surrounding yourselves with good people. And that's what the theme was when the Avalanche won the Cup. When the reporter Emily Kaplan would ask questions and other reporters would ask questions, how did this all work out? It's because they played for each other. It was a team concept. Darcy Kemper, he was able to hang in there, and he played well enough for this team to have a chance to win. And that's all you can ask for in your goaltender. So I don't think the Devils need to overpay for a goaltender. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't even mind if they just went with Mackenzie Blackwood and Nico Dawes, because I just don't think next season they are ready to make it to the big time. I don't believe for a minute that they're just one goaltender away. Some of the analytics folks say, hey, when the Devils get scored on shorthanded and the goalie doesn't make the save, it does, kind of demoralize them and the stats go to hell. But you know what? I can make the argument and say, well, how come they're giving up these shorthanded chances to begin with? That's not on the goalie. It's on the team. And that will be addressed. And it should be interesting what coaches will be coaching the New Jersey Devils to assist Lindy Ruff. I know we joked on the Let's Go Devils podcast Sunday edition that, well, is Lindy Ruff going to be the coach? As far as we know, he is. That's Tom Fitzgerald's guy. So far in the development, Jack Hughes looks like a stud. Nico Hischier is coming on strong. We talked about Jesper Bratt, but what about that fourth line? Nathan Bastian parking himself in front of the crease, making a good living and scoring. A little bit of beef. The Devils do need to repair that third line. They need a good third line to shut other teams down. We can't expect the top two lines, the top six forwards to be doing that. That's what a third line's for. To neutralize their opponent. Neutralize. But also, it would be nice if they had a little offensive flair to them. Which is why I think right now the Devils' second overall pick, next 4 weeks, how are they going to draft? How are they going to draft in later rounds as well? Sometimes you can find the gems. Historically speaking, the Devils have done very well with second round picks. Very, very well. Like Patrick Elias. That's a good one. Adam Henrique. That's a good one. So as much as we are concentrating on the first round, it's the whole body of work. Next 4 weeks. Let's see what the scouting departments of the New Jersey Devils, what are they going to come up with? Zetterlund can be on the top 9 forward. Oh, I like Fabian Zetterlund because he has a little edge to his game, just kind of like Nathan Bastian. And, defensively, we need a little bit of edge. And there's some young guys. Ahoytuk is one of them that could step in, put a good hit on, nasty. You want this team to get a little nasty. Because you see that in the playoffs, how good, how well skilled the Colorado Avalanche was, the Tampa Bay Lightning were, but how nasty they got in the trenches. As much skill, brawn that they have, they get nasty. The will to win. No excuses. And that's what championship teams have. It's the whole body of work. It's a team concept. So let's take a step back in the next 4 weeks. What the New Jersey Devils are going to do. First off, we've got the draft. Pick best available at number 2. Don't trade it unless you're getting something so historical back that you have to fork over the second overall pick. However, I don't think any team is willing to trade up, and I don't think any team is that desperate to get the second overall pick. Hate to break it to you, fans. Get the best value out of that second overall pick. Not for today, but for tomorrow. You also have to look at free agency a week after the NHL draft. What will Tom Fitzgerald do with the goaltending situation? You definitely know he's going to be looking, but will he make the right deal? These are kind of questions we have to ask because it's going to be crucial for the Devils. I'm not counting on 2022-23 season to be a playoff year. I've written the Devils off to 2024-25 season to get in the playoffs. But if they keep on drafting well and they don't regress and they keep that pipeline filled, the Devils can always address their salary cap issues down the road with young prospects. But we're getting a little too ahead of ourselves. Eugene Hewitt says, Cooley, best pick, best value. I've been all in on Logan Cooley the entire time. I'm sticking to it. I know there's some attraction to getting a big winger, but I'm looking long term. I'm looking for the future. I'm not looking for a quick fix. And so should you. We've been this together so long with this. We've been at this for a long time with this rebuild. You might as well get it over and done with because you're going to build a dynasty. And I wrote on the hockeybuzz.com today that I do believe that you can win without an elite goaltender, the Stanley Cup. But if you're going to be building a dynasty, eventually you're going to need an elite goaltender. because elite teams like the Tampa Bay Lightning or the Pittsburgh Penguins, Chicago Blackhawks, Detroit Red Wings, in the past 2 decades, if you're going to win multiple cups, you're going to need a good goaltender. Or elite goaltender. How Chicago did it, I'm not sure. I don't have Corey Crawford or Anton Niemi in high regard in terms of eliteness, but they were above average and they were able to get the job done. Because let me tell you something, when you win the cup, all the shenanigans, how you got there, where you came from, that all goes away. Case in point, Randy McKay, Mike Peluso, they came in the leagues with their fists to make a living, to break into the league. But by the time they won the cup, they were in legendary and Devils folklore and a crucial piece to that Stanley Cup teams. Your name forever etched in the Stanley Cup. Winning solves everything. Winning solves everything. And that's what the Devils need to start doing. But how do you get there? They should keep doing what they're doing. Because if they came in with this long-term strategy, which they obviously did, let's just hope that they've got their analytics, their scouting, what they've implemented after Lou Lamoriello left. It should be refined now after Ray Shero left, that they should be a drafting machine right now. There are no excuses. And the only part that really stinks, we won't know for another few years. Can you imagine the defense of Muhammad Dolan, Luke Hughes? Who else will come in on defense? What Dawson Mercer will be like? What Alexander Holtz will be like in a few years? If the Devils draft Logan Cooley, 1, 2, 3, 4 down the middle of Heischer. Actually, you know what? You never know. Maybe in 5 years from now, if the Devils draft Cooley, it could be Hughes, Cooley, Heischer on the third line. Your captain. And possibly Mikey McLeod on the fourth line. I like that. Do they pick a defenseman? Nemec or Nemec, whichever you pronounce his name. Pair him up with the future Luke Hughes, which Nick Villano of pucksandpitchforks.com had suggested. Interesting. The Colorado Avalanche built from the offense to the defense to the goaltender. Logic and conventional wisdom, building a hockey team, you start from the goaltender out, which Lou Lamoriello kind of did. But seeing the Colorado Avalanche win the cup, the patience that the organization had for Joe Sakic and their coach, something to look at. And if it's a copycat league, is what Emily Kaplan of ESPN said, let it be. Steve Tarter says 2 to 4 years away, Luke Hughes. Ramona Rice says, I'm old. Well, Ramona, I have to tell you, this team is going to make you feel young again. And we'll have all the breaking news as they come, because the next 4 weeks crucial for the Devils. Before we go, oh yeah, Eugene Hewitt, we need to figure out Ty Smith. Well, I think Ty Smith and Mackenzie Blackwood, we're going to find out this upcoming season, unless there's a major trade, what they're really made of. Before we go to pucksandpitchforks.com. We'll talk about this tomorrow on the Woo Report Hall of Fame vote. Not too happy about some of this stuff. I'll go over that tomorrow on the Woo Report. We're going to try to ramp up the coverage. Also, just want to put it out there. July 7th, the podcast, the Let's Go Devils podcast and Hockey on Tap will be doing their annual co-hosting podcast live at Enzo's Pasta Grill on Route 57 in beautiful Hackettstown, New Jersey, in the Mansfield section. My friend Maureen says, yeah, it's Mansfield. It's not Hackettstown. No, it's the Mansfield section of Hackettstown. I know my Warren County. Route 57. The Devils are doing the Stone Pony draft party. Well, we're going to throw a party up north because I know a lot of people. We decided to do it because I know a lot of people came out last year, but also gas prices are high. This Devils fan base is primarily North Jersey. I'm not going to get stuck on the Parkway. I love you, New Jersey Devils. I love the idea of throwing a draft party. I love the idea of music and all that kind of good stuff. But, you know, I don't know. Filling up at Costco, it's like, this is the cheapest gas. I feel like I'm getting ripped off. Donnell Weaver's chiming in saying Devils should stay at number 2, draft a player and not trade the pick. Couldn't agree with you more, Donnell. You're one of our smartest listeners, viewers, here on the Let's Go Devils podcast. Colin says Monmouth County does have a lot of Devils fans. I didn't say they didn't. I just said the majority of the fans are up in North Jersey. Okay? They're in Taylor Ham country. All right? At the Prudential Center, they call it Taylor Ham. They don't call it pork roll. Monmouth County, it's all pork roll. I would say, I don't know. Let me ask you. Eugene says, the only way I give up the pick is for DeBrincat. Well, I would give up the second overall pick for DeBrincat, and there's guarantees he will be staying with the New Jersey Devils for a long time. He is a proven 40-goal scorer. We said this on the State of the Fan address. And, yeah, he is a good player. I'm not intimidated by his 5'7" stature. You know, this league has changed, evolved with the rules over the years where the little guys can have a huge impact. Could you imagine Stevie Sullivan? Remember him, Steve Sullivan? If he played in this era, he would have thrived. Martin St. Louis, the head coach of the Montreal Canadiens, I bet you he's looking at Logan Cooley right now and just sees a lot in him. Should be interesting, folks. Should be interesting. Yeah, so Enzo's July 7th for our NHL draft party. Come on over. We're going to perform live. We're going to be outdoors if it's sunny, indoors if it's raining. See Theo Fleury and Cooley. Yeah, Theo Fleury. He was a heck of a player when he played. I want to thank all those listening in, watching, also dropping the podcast at midnight for your morning and afternoon commute. Tomorrow we'll do a Woo Report. Hopefully I'll get an article up on pucksandpitchforks.com by tomorrow. Also, check out my other blog on hockeybuzz.com. State of the Fan address, 8:30 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday. Look out for that. I hope you keep it here. Because the one thing we're doing here at the Let's Go Devils podcast, you haven't seen what we have in store for next season. We're upping our game with content. We are upping our game because that's what we want to do. Better reporting. I didn't think that we would actually get in the reporting side of the business. But I may be starting to leverage some connections. Maybe get you some nuggets. I'm not going to tell you when. These things just happen. You're just going to have to keep it here. Keep it real. We'll report. Let's Get Devils podcast, Sunday edition. State of the Fan address presented by pucksandpitchforks.com. We may have a new podcast coming out for season 6. A new one. Something possibly on the weekend. Still in the works. I'm teasing you right now. Because they're literally being planned as we speak. So just don't think we're just going to be taking the off season just to get fat and and have drinks. No. We're working on 2022-23 season. This is what we do here at the Let's Get Devils podcast. Live, breathe, eat Devils hockey. Cindy Fogg says, Let's go Devils. It's way past time. Let me tell you, Cindy, good things are going to happen. You just got to be patient. In the words of the great David Blitzer, managing partner of the New Jersey Devils. Enjoy your commute, everybody. And stay safe out there on Route 287. Heard there was a accident with tractor trailers and fireworks exploding. Hopefully they fix the big pothole at exit 21A in Bridgewater or Bedminster. The entrance ramp, exit ramp, whatever. Till next time, go to pucksandpitchforks.com. This is the Woo Report. Let's go Devils.